We've been here before, fighting against the things that make us unhealthy, fearful, and lonely. While fitness centers closed their doors, we opened ours wider. We ran towards the front lines, providing childcare, food, support, and hope. We charged forward. As you begin to reset your life, consider joining more than a fitness center. We are a movement that says yes. Yes to the vulnerable. Yes to the isolated. And yes to swimming, fitness, and Zumba. The YMCA is so much more than a gym. We are a cause. A cause for a better us. Join a cause.
Hello, YMCA family. Chrissy here. And you are tuning in for yoga today, Vinyasa yoga. So we'll do a nice flow. We'll incorporate some standing poses, some balancing poses. So take a moment, make sure that you have brought a mat with you. Or if you don't have a mat, you can use a towel or a nice carpeted space. Some people even like to use that hardwood floor for the standing, but it may feel a little uncomfortable when we get down to the floor, so make sure you have that towel nearby. Remember, this is your practice, and do what feels good for you today. And reminding yourself that it may feel different than it did yesterday or even the week before. So we talk about just listening to our body, being kind to our body. Whenever you need to, you can come into that restorative posture, which might be a child pose for you. It may even be a downward facing dog. All right. So today we're going to, add some nice, continuing some of those balancing postures. So if you have, if you're near a wall or if you're near a countertop or a chair, that might be something that you would like. If you do have blocks at home, you can go ahead and bring a block with you, a yoga block for any sort of support that you may need there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get ourselves started here. We're going to take a moment. We're going to go ahead and we're going to actually start standing today. Let's go ahead, and I'm just going to turn sideways for a moment. We're going to take those heels underneath the hips. We're going to stand here into mountain. We're going to open up the arms, open the palms to the sky. So then I'll show you then to the front. You want to think about lifting the chest. So the chest is going up to the sky, opening. And come to your breath. So inhaling. Nice and full through the nose, expanding through the belly, filling the belly with the breath, and then exhaling through the nose. If you feel comfortable, you can even close your eyes here. And maybe take notice as you close your eyes. Do you feel maybe just a little bit of a gentle swaying movement here? Go ahead and be comfortable with that. If you feel really like you're swaying a lot, then you can always place that hand onto that wall or the chair. Closing our eyes, it can help remove all those outside distractions you may be feeling. And sometimes those outside distractions aren't physical, but they're mental. So feeling that our brain is just swirling with lots of thoughts. But we want to let that go. We want to release that and just bring our thoughts to our practice today. So as we're standing tall, nice and here, we're going to inhale now as we bring those arms up and overhead. A little back bend if that feels good for you. Pressing those palms up and then pulling them through heart center as we just gently fold through. Soften our knees and just take a moment now and hang our arms down towards our toes. And our head is hanging down. So now feeling a little bit different as our head is down, dropping below. Feeling that blood flow right to the brain. And as we hang here, let's just gently move from side to side into like a moving gorilla here as you just move and you sweep those arms from side to side. And then we're going to hold back to center. Cross our hands, place our hands into the crooks of our elbows. Gently shaking that head yes, releasing tension in the neck. And again, that no from side to side. Reminding ourselves that we have no inhibitions and no fears here. And shake the head yes. Nice and easy. And then hold, releasing those fingertips down towards the toes again. Knees are soft. And as you're here, just taking a moment, checking in. Always thinking about where are those tension areas? Where am I feeling maybe some tightness? As you hang here, feel the upper back open, right? And you can even wiggle and shake it out a little bit, releasing that. Let's inhale as we lift up into half lift prepare. The hands can come to the shins or even here up to the thighs. The elbows can become along your side as you lengthen the spine. And then you just exhale as you release, and you can always soften those knees. Inhale, prepare, half lift, lift up and lengthen. And then exhale and fold. And again, inhale as we lift up. And then exhale as we fold. Soften the knees here. Walk the hands down, palms down onto the floor. Step back, but bring the knees underneath the hips here. So placing the hands underneath the shoulders, the knees come underneath the hips, right? And I just want you to hold here for a moment, having a long spine. So your spine is long, your tailbone is shooting a beam of light behind you. And then the crown of the head is shooting a beam of light in front of you. And just thinking about a long spine here. Pull those shoulder blades down to your hips for a moment. Just squeeze and hold and breathe. Now take a breath as we inhale. We're going to go ahead, roll through the spine into that nice cat stretch. Drop the tailbone and drop the crown of the head now. And slowly roll through as you look up and the tailbone goes to the sky. And again, just continue with your breath as you're rolling through. And just think about each vertebrae. And then release. And look up. Take 2 more breaths here, moving through at your tempo. And 1 more breath, moving through. Trying to breathe through that nose if you can. If you can't, that's okay. Most important thing is to breathe. So you need to exhale through the mouth. That's okay. Come back here now to that flat back for a moment, right? And just hold there. Squeeze the rib cage here. Good. Breathe and hold. Now I just want you to shake out that tailbone. So shake out that tailbone. You're on the floor. You're wagging that tail, releasing through those hips. Good. And now we're going to go ahead, inhale as we turn the toes under. Exhale, press back into that downward facing dog for the first time today. Walk yourself out. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Pressing the weight into the knuckles and the outside of the hands. Your heels are just drawing towards the floor. Soften your gaze, looking to the back of your mat. And again, remember your heels do not need to touch. And if you need to bend your knees a little bit to help lift that tailbone up to the sky, then go ahead and do that. So you can soften your knees here. And now we're just going to go ahead and pedal them out. And just slowly dropping one heel towards the floor, shifting the weight from side to side as you go through. Breathing here. Inhaling and exhaling. And let's go ahead, bend both knees in as we inhale. And then exhale as you extend. 2 more breaths. Expanding that belly with the breath as you use the breath to energize you for your practice today. And hold here. So holding in that down dog, you want to think about those biceps, framing your face here by your ears, right? The pits of the elbows by your ears, lifting up and lengthening. Pull the shoulder blades down to the hips. And let's go ahead, inhale as we open the knees up to the outside of the mat. Toes come together. Come into full child's pose. So the forehead can come down. The fingertips can come to the toes. And breathing here. So this may be where you spend some time today in this restorative posture in your child's pose. Or earlier, just a moment ago, we were in that down dog, and that may be what feels good for you, to be in that down dog. Taking another breath here and slowly sitting up onto our heels. Inhales, we bring those arms up and over. If you can, just sit onto those heels. Continue to sit. Bring those hands here to prayer. Setting your intention for your practice this morning. And again, just always giving yourself permission to do what feels good. Let's go ahead, bring those palms back forward here. Hands underneath the shoulders. Roll the toes under as you inhale. And then exhale, press back again into that downward facing dog. And you might need to step it back and lengthen here. Now inhale, and then take that right leg and reach it up to the sky for that three-legged dog. So lift up, press back for that three-legged dog. Reach it nice and long. Push back, push back. And then slowly exhale back down. And now taking a breath, inhale. Switching sides, lifting that left leg up, three-legged dog. Some people call this a down dog split. It's up to you. It's the same thing. Lengthen and reach long. Inhale. Exhale back to your downward facing dog. Inhale here, soften your knees. Look to your hands. You're going to walk your feet to the hands, right in between them. If you feel comfortable, big toes come together, and then exhale as you just fold forward here. And now inhale as you lift up into that half lift, prepare. Exhaling here as you fold. Inhaling, soften the knees, hinge from the hips, draw the belly in, lift up, press the feet into the ground, feeling rooted. Little back bend is optional as you exhale here to heart center. And release. So coming to the top of your mat here, if you're not there, we're going to go ahead and start with a little Vinyasa Flow. We're going to inhale as we lift, open up. Little back bend optional. Exhale as we fold through. Inhale, prepare, gazing up, lengthen the spine. Palms come down, stepping back into the high plank position. Your knees may come down, flatten your feet out, elbows along your side. As you open up here into Cobra. Open the heart, lower down, press back. You can use the knees as you exhale into down dog. And breathe right here. Setting your base underneath of you, taking a few breaths here as we just start to really warm up the body with a nice flow. Inhale as you soften the knees, you look to the hands, you walk the feet through the hands, and we lift up into that half lift, prepare, lengthening that spine. Exhaling here as you fold. Inhale as you sweep, draw the belly in, lift the inner thighs up into the belly, little Uddiyana, and then to center. Inhale and open. Exhale and fold. Inhale, prepare, gazing up and lengthen. Palms come down here underneath the shoulders, step back. You may lower to the knees as we start here. Open up into Cobra, elbows back. Thighs are on the mat for this one. Lower down, lengthen the neck. Press back. Down dog and breathe. And remember, in this down dog, if you're still feeling some tension and things like that, you can always pedal those feet out. Again, do what feels good for you today. No judgment here. Inhale now as we soften the knees, we look to the hands. Feet come to the hands as we lifting up in that half lift, prepare. Folding over as you exhale. Inhale as we sweep to the top. Feet feeling rooted, grounded, lifted. And center, exhale. Inhale as we open. We're going to sit back, exhale as we come into Utkatasana. Fiercer chairs, you can always have those hands here to prayer. Sitting the hips back, feeling the weight into the heels. right? Maybe stay here for a moment. Breathe into this. And as you're here, and as you might feel just a slight challenge this morning, set a smile. See how that smile could just help you through maybe that little bit of a challenge you're feeling. Maybe the legs are tired today. That's okay. Breathe through. And now inhale as we lift up. Exhale here again as we fold. Inhale, prepare, gazing up, lengthen the spine. Step back here, hands come underneath the shoulders. You're into that nice high plank position. You can lift the weight forward. We're going to lower chaturanga. So this is low push-up, right? And then we're going to scoop forward as we come into up dog. Lift, tops of the feet, thighs are lifted if you'd like. Roll the toes under and press back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg reaches, nice big three-legged dog. Bring that right foot right inside that right hand, coming into crescent. So you can sweep right up today if you want to, right at the top, right? Hips are spinning forward here. You may always bring that knee to the mat if you'd like to, right? Or you can be up. Arms can be coming out from the shoulders here, palms facing in, but your shoulder blades are drawing down the spine. You're pulling the back knee away from the mat. Front knee is stacking over the ankle. Beautiful. Inhale, palms come down. Spreading past that foot, we're going to go ahead, step back into the high plank position, lowering down chaturanga, opening up into the up dog. Pressing back, exhale into your down dog. Inhale, left leg reaches nice and long. So that knee comes in towards the chest, and then we step that foot forward, and then we sweep ourselves up. Exhale. So nice, adding that little bit of a balance challenge as we come through, right? Sweeping here. You can take a moment. You can always bring those hands down and feel that those hip bones are just shining a beam of light straight out in front of you. Right? And then we can just lift those arms up as you exhale here. Back knee can be to the mat if you'd like to. And now inhale here as the palms come down. So we straddle that foot and then we kick the leg back. We come down here again into chaturanga, low push-up. And then we lift ourselves up into up dog. Then we press back, exhale down. And then we hold here for a few breaths, breathing it out. Come to child's pose if that's where you'd like to be. Inhale, soften the knees, look to the hands. Feet come to the hands as we walk through. We lift up, and then we exhale as we fold. We inhale, we draw the belly in, inner thighs come up into the pelvic floor muscles. We lift, and then we exhale here into Utkatasana. Breathing here, holding here. Arms can be extended, or they can be here at heart center. Take a moment, I want you to just peel the toes up off the floor. Feel the weight into the heels. Drop the tailbone, shining a beam of a light to the back of the mat. Let go of any tension that you might feel in your shoulders. Let the shoulder blades just slide down your spine. Now release the toes back to the floor. And then inhale as we lift up. And then exhale as we fold through. Inhale, prepare, gazing up, lengthen the spine. Palms come down. You can step back, float back, jump back, high plank position. Shifting the weight forward, lowering down to chaturanga. Opening up into that up dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg reaches nice and long. Pull the right foot to the right hand. So first that knee comes in towards the chest. We step it through. We sweep ourselves up. Exhale. So we're going to bring those palms now here to heart center. Let's take it for a nice little revolving. So inhale, and then we're going to take that left tricep and try to bring it towards the outside of that right thigh. Now while you're here, it's a perfect opportunity to really feel that back leg. So extend. You're balancing up onto the toes and the balls of your feet right here. Feeling the stretch into the right hip. Good. If you need to, you can always bring those hands down. So if you'd like to, you can even bring that left hand inside that right foot and then open up here into a full twist. You do what feels good for you today. Or you can even stay into that prayer. Nice length in the spine. Back leg is extended. Taking one more breath here. Nice and strong. Good. And we're going to go ahead and sweep those arms back up into that full crescent. Exhale. Inhale now as we lift up. Drop the back heel down. Exhale as we come into warrior two. Proud warrior. And you may need to take a moment and widen the base. That front heel is lining up with the inside of the back heel. Your front knee is stacking over your ankle. You feel the openness of those hips here. So the hips are parallel to the length of the floor. Arms are reaching out here, right? We're gazing through our fingertips if that feels comfortable. Breathing through. Maybe take yourself a little bit deeper into that. Slide the shoulder blades down the spine. And then we're going to just tip back and back. So remember, this is not like a back bend. It is a side stretch. So you want to feel the stretch from the hip up the side of the rib cage and through the arm. So your chest isn't facing forward and doing a back bend. No, no, no. Your chest is still here, open up to the side. So it's a side stretch, right? And that exalted. Take one more breath. And then we're going to slowly windmill the hands to the floor, straddling that foot that's on the mat. We're going to kick that leg back. We're going to press it up to the sky into three-legged dog. Then we're going to come forward here into the high plank. You can let the legs stay strong as we slowly lower here to chaturanga. Release and lift up into up dog and then press back into exhale. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Left leg reaches nice and long. Pull the foot to the buttocks. The knee comes to the chest. The foot comes to the hand. We sweep ourselves up into crescent. Beautiful. We took a pause here. We made sure that our hips are here. We're facing the front of the mat, shining beams of light. The arms can be up. We're sliding the shoulder blades down the spine into that nice big crescent. Inhales, those palms come here to heart center. We're going to revolve, taking here that right tricep to the outside of the left thigh. Here, I'm going to go ahead and drop to my knee for a moment so you can be there, just to show you maybe you did that on the other side. You have your prayer, your knees to the floor, because you're really working on that revolving, the twisting, sliding the shoulder blades down, lengthen the spine. You can always bring that inside hand down to the floor and then open up here as we revolve and take that top arm up. You can be with the knee down, or as we showed earlier, you can be in that full long extension. This just depends on you and how you feel and what feels good for you today. You want to feel that nice stretch into that left hip. You're extending the right leg. So now you're feeling the stretch in the right leg and that hip flexor, extending it back, opening up. And then we're going to go ahead, inhale as we come and we sweep ourselves back up. Exhale into our lunge. Beautiful. And then we'll go ahead, inhale as we lift up, drop the back heel, open the hips as we exhale into warrior two, proud warrior. So strong posture. If your arms are tired, remember, it's okay. You can just bring them here to prayer, to heart center. Maybe take a moment and just really focus here on the legs. Find the back leg, right? The outside of that back foot. Feel that grounded and rooted to the earth here. Press through Extend the arms and maybe exhale and just reach a little bit further with your fingertips. But we're keeping the rib cage stacked over the hips. We're not drawing it forward. And now go ahead. Inhale as we come back. That back arm can come here to the back of the thigh. Exhale here. Right? And to just that little bit of a reverse exalted. Again, it's the stretch through the side. It's not a back bend here. It's a side stretch. You may also take out of the front leg if you need to, or stay there. One more breath. And then inhale as you windmill those hands forward. Go ahead, kick that leg back up into that three-legged dog. Come forward here into the high plank with that leg hanging down here, working the core a little bit more. Slowly lower chaturanga, release it, and come into your up dog. Heart is open. Roll the toes under. Exhale down. Breathe. Now remember, you can stay in the down dog or bring yourself to child's pose. Or you're in your down dog. One more breath. If you're in that child's pose, then come and get back into your down dog for a moment. Come here for a breath. Draw the quadriceps up to the hips. Feel the activation of the legs. Again, pulling the shoulder blades down the spine. Pits to the elbows, turning in here towards your ears. I want you to just take a moment here. Soften again that gaze. Relax the face. Look to the back of your mat. And now inhale as we soften the knees. We look to the hands. Feet may float, jump to the hands, lifting up into the half lift. Prepare. All right, here we go. We're going to go ahead. Bend the knees. We're going to sweep the fingertips towards the floor. Graze it up and go right into that Utkatasana, that chair. Right? And we're going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead. Exhale. And then fold forward. All right. So let's do that again. Inhale. Fingertips sweep the mat. We drop the hips and the tailbone comes back. And we lift into that Utkatasana. And let's go ahead again. Fold forward as we exhale. And now inhale, how you feeling? Sweep the fingertips to the floor, to the mat. Exhale, and then hold here. Holding right here. So from here, we're sitting the hips back. Let's go ahead into drinking bird. So we're going to sweep the arms back. I'm going to go slow. Palms to the sky. And then we're going to roll the heels and come up onto the toes and the balls of our feet as we hinge forward here into drinking bird. And take another breath. Inhale as we bring those arms forward. Drop back into Utkatasana. And now inhale. And then exhale as we fold. How'd that feel? I bet you're doing awesome today. It probably felt just great, right? Let's go ahead. We're going to inhale as we lift up, half lift, prepare. Exhale as we fold here. Palms come down, step back, float back. High plank position. Shifting the weight forward, lowering chaturanga. Nice, strong through the center. Open up into up dog. Exhale, roll back into that downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg reaches nice and long. Foot to the buttocks, knee to the chest. Sweep that right foot to the hand. Draw the belly in and lift yourself up into that crescent. Exhale. Very nice. Inhale, palms come here to heart center. Left tricep to the outside of the right thigh. Revolving, twisting. You can be here. Now, if you want to, you can even take that left hand inside the right foot and then take that upper arm and then reach it here to the lower glute and maybe just twist a little bit more. So think about that top shoulder going up to the sky. And how about the chin? The chin is drawing towards the shoulder. Pulling the back knee away from the mat, lengthening that leg. Taking one more breath here. And then on your next inhale, releasing, and then sweeping yourself back up again to that crescent. Inhale as we lift, drop the back heel. Exhale here into warrior one, proud warrior. Expanding those arms out, opening that knee, opening the hips. Going into here, right angle side stretch. So the forearm can come to the thigh. The top arm can extend right here, nice and long. You can be here, right? Or if you want to, you can take that arm around, going into the bound and holding here. Nice length here, shoulder to the heel. Brace the belly. Breathing, doing what feels good for you. And let's go ahead, just take one more breath here. And then go ahead, come back into that reverse exalted. Feeling the stretch through the front of the hip. And let's go ahead, inhale as we windmill the hands to the mat. Step back into the high plank position. We're gonna kick that right leg up to the sky nice and strong. Now here, come forward into the high plank, and I want you to hold right here. Right, hold here, brace the belly. That knee is back. Let's go ahead. Take that right knee and cross it over to the left elbow. Crunch the abs. And then extend it back. And then bring it to the center. Extend it back. And then bring it here to that right elbow. Bring it back. Kick up to the sky. Exhale. Come forward here. Slowly lower chaturanga. Releasing. And opening. Press back. Exhale down. Take a breath. You can always take it to child's pose. And then join back in when you're ready. Inhale. Left leg reaches. Three-legged dog or split. Foot to the buttocks, knees to the chest. Foot to the hands. Stack here. Balance it up and sweep to the top. Exhale. You can stay here, right? I know we went into revolving, if that's not where you want to be today, then don't do that. Or you can go ahead and go into that revolving. Back knee can be to the mat if you would like. That front hand can come inside the foot. You can come all the way open. We also had that arm come around, reaching to the lower glute, twisting here. And we're drawing our chin up towards our shoulder. Our shoulder, inside of the shoulder, is trying to open up to the sky. You're going to do what feels good for you. Breathe. Bring those hands back down, straddling the foot, gaining that balance as you sweep yourself back up into that crescent lunge. And now inhale as we lift up. We open the hips as we come into warrior two, proud warrior. So coming into your proud warrior, front heels lining up with the inside of that back heel. Those hips are open the length of the mat. You're nice and strong here. Breathing through. Remember, hands can always come here to prayer. When that nice long spine. And then breathing it here. Reaching out. Taking a nice deep breath. Beautiful. Coming back into, coming forward into right angle side stretch. Reaching that arm over. Beautiful. And you can be here, right? You may stay up here. You may also bring that top arm around, reaching it here. Opening up. That bottom arm can come underneath for the bound position. Do what's good for you. Taking a nice breath. Breathing. Or your forearm is down here, remember? But the top arm can open if you want, if you're really working on that, opening up the chest and the shoulder, chin to the shoulder. And then slowly come back again into that reverse exalted. Now you can take a little off your leg if you need to. Make sure that this back hand is either wrapping like the top of the thigh or below the knee. We don't want to be pressing into the knee. Be kind to your body. And now inhale as we windmill those hands to the mat. Go ahead and then kick that left leg up nice and long. Stretch it. And then come forward here into the high plank and hold. Good. Take the left knee to that right elbow. So across and then kick it back. And then center and kick it back. And then left knee to left elbow in and kick it back. And we're going to go ahead, lower chaturanga, open up into up, and then exhale, roll back into down. Go ahead, let's go ahead, open up the knees to the outside of the mat. Sit back into the child's pose. Forehead to the mat, fingertips to the toes. Let's sweep those arms back overhead. Roll under into our down dog. Exhale. We're going to come back into that drinking bird and then add some more balance in today. Inhale as we soften the knees. Look to your hands. Walk the feet or jump the feet to the hands. Exhale as you fold over. Now inhale, bend the knees. Go ahead, sweep again. The fingertips to the floor. Exhale, sit back, Utkatasana. And then inhale, bring those arms back. Tip the hips forward. Lift the heels, balance up onto the toes as we come into that drinking bird. Right? We're going to go through that a couple more times. So now we're going to go ahead and let the heels release to the floor. Sweep the fingertips to the floor. Oh, come back into Utkatasana. Right? And now let's go ahead, tip forward, drinking bird. Palms to the floor, lift the heels, balance it up. Drinking out of that beautiful, cool water. Draw the shoulder blades down, brace the belly. And now go ahead, sweep the fingertips to the floor as you drop the heels. Sit back again, Utkatasana. One more time into that strong drinking bird as we lift the heels, toes, balls of the feet. Maybe just tip a little bit more. Lift the heels a little bit more. And then slowly drop the heels. Lift yourself up. And exhale. Release. Coming to the top. A nice little shake out with our legs. Heels underneath the hips. If you need a moment, take a breath. Recenter yourself. Open the chest. Open the palms. We're going to shift our weight now, coming back to center. Shift your weight into that left foot. We're going to slowly lift the right leg up. You can bring the hand behind the thigh. All right, into that nice little, just basically like a right angle here with the knee. You could also, if you want to, grab the shin and then pull it in for a little bit of a compression and stretching. And now slowly release, let the knee come back in line with the hip. Left arm extends outside. Right arm comes inside, coming to the top inside of the knee as we gently open up here. Balancing. I know you're just looking beautiful this morning or today, whatever time you're doing this. And then slowly move yourself back to center. Good. And release the leg down. A quick little shake. Center yourself back up. Switching sides. Transferring the weight into the right foot. Left leg is going to come up right here to center. Knee in line with the hip for a moment. You can hold it here, hand behind the thigh. If you'd like to grab in front of the shin and do a little compression, this is up to you as you compress. Pushing a little bit onto those organs, making sure they're getting nice and active. Increasing that circulation, and as we release, and then Right arm comes out, gently pressing open with the left leg. Feeling tall, reaching through the crown of the head. Coming back to center with the knee, releasing, and take a little shake out with your legs. Coming here into tree pose, so shifting our weight here back into the left leg. We're going to open up here with the right. The heel can just start out here right above the ankle, inside that shin. Toe can be to the floor. And you may want to just stay here. And you might just slowly inch the foot off, or you find your tree. So we're going to go ahead. If you want to walk that foot up, you can. Lift up here. Open that right leg. Stretch the hip. Feel that left foot grounded. And then if you want to go ahead and just bring the arms up and open the trees, open the leaves, and find your balance. If the arms extended isn't really for you, maybe you come to prayer. Maybe you need to keep them at your sides. Maybe your foot needs to stay to the floor. So you've got just maybe that big toe is on that floor right now for you. Maybe that's where you need to be. And then you just inch it up and down. So go ahead. We're going to go ahead, release it here, bring it down. Inhale, just give a nice big breath. Exhale, soften the knees. Fold forward and just hang for a moment before we get to the other side. And then inhale as we sweep ourselves back up. Exhale here to center. And release. Switching sides, feeling the stability underneath the right leg here. We're going to open up with the left, starting wherever feels good for you and finding your tree. Feeling yourself rooted. And I want you to be aware of maybe how one side feels different from the other, right? When you're ready, we can open up the tree. Expand, breathe, and let it grow. Finding your drishti, your focal point. And then releasing that tree. And exhale here. Nicely done. Come back to center. We're going to go ahead, inhale as we lift up. Exhale as we fold through. Soften the knees. Come down to the toes and just hang here again. But heel toe out. So I want you to bring those heels outside the hips and just hang for a moment here. Placing the hands here now onto the low backs, fingertips to the floor. Let's exhale as we lift up. Before we come to the mat, let's go ahead into a straddle. So we're going to walk those feet out nice and wide, turning the toes forward. The elbows can pull in to really help feel that stretch on the chest and the shoulders. You can do a little back bend if that feels comfortable for you, looking to the sky, and then slowly hinging forward here. And you can just pause at a flat back. You can keep your hands here for support if you'd like to. If you feel comfortable bracing that belly, extend the arms out here from the shoulders. So you're in a nice little airplane here as you come through. You can stay with the airplane, or if you'd like to here, you can go ahead and clasp the hands behind you, press the palms together. And if you would like, slowly fold forward and then pull those arms up overhead. So expanding the stretch through the shoulders, right? As you fold forward, feeling the stretch there in the inner thighs. If you'd like to, you can go ahead and then place the hands to the hips and then walk the hands down to the mat if that feels better for you. And then just pull the crown of the head towards the floor. You're going to do what feels good for you. And maybe you need to come up. So when you're ready to come up, just walk the hands here again onto the low back, fingertips to the floor, and then gently Soften the knees and bring yourself up to the top. Good. We're going to go ahead. Inhale as we bring those arms up, and I want you to turn the toes to the outside, and then exhale here as you just come through here, and we flow through a mudra with the arms, inhaling, and then just exhaling as we come through into a horse stance here, lowering down. And one more time. Open up with the knees. Feel the stretching of the hips. Exhale. Maybe just hold it here. Hold it here for 2 breaths. Press the knees open. Drop the tailbone. And now inhale as we lift up. We're going to go ahead, windmill to the front of the mat. Stepping back as we press back into down dog. Exhale. So you're in your down dog. Take one more breath. And I want you to come forward here and slowly lower down. And you can use your knees, do whatever feels good for you, and just release here onto your mat. Now, if your face is off the mat and you want it to be on the mat, you can maybe walk yourself back a little bit here. And our legs are going to come out in line with our hips right here for a moment. We're going to reach our arms along our sides. Our chin and our mouth are going to come here down to the mat. I'm going to say lifted so I can speak to you. All right. But you've got your chin and your mouth down on your mat, and you're drawing your shoulder blades down. Beautiful. Now your arms can stay here along your side, or if you feel like you might need some extra support today, you can walk the hands underneath the shoulders as we come into a modified locust. So the right leg is extending out from the right hip. We're going to lift the left leg up, peel it up off the mat, and the elbows are into the sides. I'm starting out with the head down, but if you feel comfortable, you can go ahead and rise the chest, and the head comes along here. And then when you're ready, you can take another breath and release when you need to. Release the arms and turn the cheek to the right side so you stretch out the neck. Coming to the other side, we're going to lift ourselves up. Again, the arms can be back here or underneath your shoulders. I'm going to show you now with the arms extended if you'd like to. Again, your chin and your mouth are in the mat. And then you're going to go ahead, take a breath, and lift that right leg and the chest. Good. Or, again, the hands can be underneath, or they're reaching back behind you here, reaching your fingertips towards your ankles as we lift. One more breath. And turn the cheek to the left side. Relax yourself down. We're going to go through one more time, and you have the choice here. If you want to do 2 breaths on each side, go ahead and do so. Otherwise, go ahead and hold 5 breaths here. You can lift both legs up off the floor so you can bring them together. You can start out with the hands underneath the shoulders, elbows into your side, and then slowly lift as you breathe, lifting the thighs, lifting the chest. The arms can extend if you want to back behind you, or they're here for support underneath your shoulders. Breathing through. Brace the belly. Nice strong spine. Nice strong core. One more breath. Slowly exhale, release. Hands come underneath the shoulders. Lift yourself up. Walk the knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders, rolling into a nice big cat stretch, nice and easy. And then releasing into your cow. Rolling into your cat. And releasing into your cow. Go ahead, sit to the heels, sweeping those feet forward. Slowly lowering ourselves down onto our mat here. Flex the feet for a moment. Inhale as we rise up. Exhale, reach for your toes here. So let's stay long for a moment in the sense of you can reach behind your thighs or your calves, draw the elbows down. Feel those sit bones. You can walk those underneath the back. So lift those cheeks up, draw the elbows, and then just fold forward a little bit. Leaning, hinging forward, so not a full fold, not collapsing, just hinging. If you want to, you can always walk those hands to your toes if you can reach there. Taking, as we can call them, our peace fingers, right? Our pointer and index, wrapping around our big toes and then just grabbing it with our thumb. And if you want to, gently peel the heels up off the floor. Pull those elbows along the side. Feel the length of the back of the thighs and breathe into that. And then inhale. Relax the heels of the floor. As we exhale, we just let ourselves fold and collapse into that. Feel the back open. Just stretching forward here. Just letting it go. We're not judging ourselves here. And now inhale as we lift those arms up. We're going to slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time as we exhale. So your legs can stay extended. You can always walk them in. You can use your hands for support as we slowly come down. And releasing our head to the mat. Walk your feet in towards the buttocks. Heels to the floor, palms at your side. And then exhale as we lift up. So into a nice little bridge here as we lift up into our bridge. And then slowly lowering down. So that was just a quick little stretch there on that bridge we weren't going to hold today. Let's go ahead and cross the right leg over the left leg. Open up. And then just gently press that right knee open, holding it here. We are here on Tuesday mornings at 9 a.m. But follow us on our YouTube channel. You can find it. We have classes that are there for you to enjoy at any time. And then releasing it here. We're going to go ahead and switch sides. Pull that left leg up. Open it. Just gently pressing here. Just relaxing into this right now. Release your feet to the floor. Bring the arms outside the shoulders here, palms to the mat. Pull the shoulder blades down. Feel the length on the spine and the mat as we lift the feet up off the floor, knees in line with the hips. Right? And we're going to just do a nice little tick-tock here, bracing the belly. So here's a little core work, but at the same time, we're just doing a little stretch as we inhale and then exhale to center. So inhale as we bring it off to one side. Exhale, draw the belly in nice and strong. Just tick-tock from side to side. Now, if you need to, guess what? Your feet can come to the floor. Your toes can be there. And you can lift your heels and just do a nice little tick-tock from side to side. Just listening to your body. Be kind. I'll always remind you of that. Or you can have them lifted. Bring it back to center. Hold here. I want you to hug the knees into the chest. So give yourself a big hug. Compress it here. Press it, press it, press it, press it. Exhale, release. Palms come back out to the side. Legs extend to the sky. Let's flex our feet. We're going to work our belly a little bit more as we inhale. And exhale, slowly lower the feet to the floor. All right, you can look up to the top. I'm looking there towards you, but lower down. You can always have bent knees. Brace the belly and release it here. One more time, I want you to go ahead, slide the heels into the buttocks, then grab it and hug the knees into the chest. Hug them in tight. Oh, love yourself more than you could ever think you could. And then exhale, kick the legs to the sky. This time we're going to go ahead and point our toes instead of flexing them. If you want to, roll the knees open to the outside. So we've got a nice little, we call this in like a bar class, this is your first position with your knees open. So it's a rotation here, and we're going to slowly lower. So you're going to get a little inner thighs at the same time as you're working those abs as you lower down, bracing the belly. Squeeze the glutes tight. And then release, exhale. Oh, finishing up with a happy baby before we go into our relaxation. Bring those feet in. Grab inside the soles of the feet. Your knees here are coming outside the armpits, right? If you can. You might not be able to do that. That's all right. Now, some people just want to hold it here and gently pull down. If you want to, you can always do that yoga grip again with your peace fingers and your thumb and extend the legs and straighten them and get a little bit deeper stretch there into that inner thigh. But if you can't, no worries, right? You can just gently pull down. It's up to you. Take another breath and maybe gently rock from side to side. And then when you're ready, bring those feet together. Slowly, the knees are bent. Bring them to the floor. Find your relaxation posture. So you relax the arms, palms to the sky. You can stay with a bent leg as you walk the feet towards the outside of the mat. Knees to come together as symbols. Some people like to do butterfly or cobbler. Or you may go into that extended leg as you exhale. Here, I just want you to feel like you're melting into your mat right now. If you start having thoughts enter your minds and distracting you from your practice, just grab maybe just one positive word. Just grab that positive word and then place it in your mind. And just keep gently, slowly repeating that word. Mine today is I'm just saying peace. If you want to share your word with me, you can go ahead and comment there what word you had in your mind. Staying here for as long as you'd like. When you're ready, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, open and close your jaw, and set a smile. Slowly pull your knees in towards your chest, rolling over onto your right side. Take a moment there as you feel the blood flow back to the brain. And bringing yourself to a comfortable seated position. Hands can just relax onto our knees. Let's come into a nice deep breath here. Inhale as you lift those arms up. Energizing for whatever you need to be energized for. Exhaling here to heart center. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. Have a beautiful day. And remember, just be kind to yourself. Share the peace and the love. Thank you.